Welcome to India Today, SoSouth. I'm Sarah Fazil. Well, the film fraternity comes under the radar yet again, and this time it is for the movie Hamare Baarah. Now, let's remind you that this is a movie that the Karnataka government has taken a decisive step of banning the release for the next 2 weeks until further notice, invoking sections of the Karnataka Cinemas Regulation Act of 1964. Now, mind you, this is not the first movie to have undergone a controversy, reminding you of how the LDF government in Kerala had taken a stand against the Kerala story, which was about the conversion of women by the ISIS group. Apart from this, we also had the movie The Razakars, which was against the Nizam rule in the state of Telangana, which was met by opposition of the BRS and the Congress there. But today, we are going to be talking about this decision that comes in response to concerns raised by various minority organizations and delegations who've expressed their apprehensions about the potential communal discord that this film Hamare Baarah may provoke if allowed to be screened in the state. Joining me is, we have Mr. N.M. Suresh, who is the president of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce, and my colleague Sanjay Ponnappa, who's our entertainment reporter. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on the show. Mr. N.M. Suresh, to you, sir, first. Sir, this decision of the Karnataka government to impose a temporary ban on the release of this movie Hamare Baarah, do you really think so that, the field of art, entertainment should be stifled like this rather than allowing it to the public to come forward, watch the movie and decide whether such a step should be taken or not, sir? What is your view on this?
I am sorry, that movie name is Hamdo Hamara Baarah, not Hamara Baarah. Hamdo Hamara Baarah. The title itself, some controversy is there. Most of that communal people, that Muslim communities, more than 100 people, they came to Film Chamber of Commerce. They lodged a complaint against that movie not to release. I told them clearly, it is not in the hands of Film Chamber of Commerce. The Central Board of Film Censor, that should take action before they censor. In the hands of Film Chamber of Commerce, because unless until we see the movie, we cannot tell anything decisions. Government can take a decisions, because any violence may happen. That has to be controlled by the government itself. Government may they take the action like end us. Given information plexus stating that all of these community people, they came and approached me and told them not to release the movie. I given the information to them. I cannot ask anybody to stop the movie, madam.
Sir, being the president of the Film Chamber of Commerce, like you said, the government has to take a stand after going through. Now, my question to you is, has the government reviewed the film trailer? Because apparently we've been told that the authorities of the government have arrived at this conclusion only after the film's trailer was reviewed and after taking into consideration what the various concerned stakeholders, that is the minority organizations in this group, have come and raised their concern. And you also said that the minority people have come and approached you. So are you trying to say, sir, that the government, despite going through the film's trailer, has decided that as of now we will only ban it for 2 weeks and then we will see what needs to be done?
Minority people approached me not way of trailer. Not seen, told them clearly. It is in the hands of the Central Board of Film, and the government take a second before something is happened, communal violence or something has happened. Government can chance. Government, I cannot to take. For my knowledge is concerned, CBFC means Central Board of Film Censor. Before they making a censor, they should have taken the care about this. It is not in the hands of Film Chamber of Commerce, nor in the government. That is my decision, madam.
So while we talk about the CBFC being the main stakeholder of here to take a decision or not, as a president of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce, sir, my question to you is, do you think that, movies that are based on such sensitive issues or topics, should they be regulated in one way or the other? Should the makers be allowed to come up with sensitive topics? Or do you feel, sir, that after all, in our country, India, freedom of speech and expression should not be stifled? We should leave it to the audience to decide. What is your individual take on this, sir?
Yeah. That's what I told them clearly on the Film Chamber of Commerce, and until I see the movie during the day of first show of the day, that is morning show. If you see the movie, you can take a decision. Something violence is going to happen. You can request them to stop the movie or something. Unless and until I watch the movie, I cannot, being a Film Chamber of Commerce, I cannot take any decisions.
Right, sir. Sir, I want to ask you that, have you watched the trailer of this movie, Hamare Baarah?
Watch the thing is there. Trailers are different from main movie. We have to watch the movie, then only we can take decisions. See, regarding that, something small, this thing is there. They are also very much concerned about this Muslim organization. They came and approached me because I cannot give any against to any community. anything happens for any community, that is our bounded duty to give the information to the concerned people already informed, madam.
Right, sir. So you are trying to tell me, sir, at the moment that you have not seen the film's trailer yet, right, sir? Do I get that right?
No. They have shown the trailer. As for that, I have not found anything. But some small this thing regarding pregnancy, something is there regarding the Hamdo Hamara Baarah title itself. Is some controversy is there. I don't know. Unless and I will see the movie, I cannot take any decisions regarding this. Madam, I'm very sorry about
Right.
this. Because
Right, sir. Sir, stay with us. I have my colleague Sanjay Pranapa, who covers the entertainment department for us, also talking on this issue. Sanjay, giving us your intake on this particular matter that's stormed into a political debate now, with the Karnataka government imposing a temporary ban. And we know, Sanjay, that several movies in the recent past have met the same fate. We had the Kerala story, which was opposed in the state of Kerala by the LDF government. You also had Kashmir Files when it released, that underwent so much of controversy. You had the movie Razakars in the state of Telangana that was being opposed to by the BRS and the Congress there. Sanjay, do you really think that freedom of speech and expression, especially when it comes to the field of art, should be stifled like this, or the audience should rather get that independence to decide?
It has to be the audience who decides what they watch and what they do not watch. It really is a sad state when the government is deciding, or there is another body deciding whether an audience should watch it or not. On the contrary side, I do understand the kind of repercussions that it would take if some people who gets instigated so easily watches these things and gets on the road with a flag and a pole in their hand. But at the end of the day, it is taking, in a sort of a way, it is taking away the freedom of the audiences to decide whether they watch it, they like it or not. I think there are enough audiences who have this basic sensibilities to understand, to leave the movie behind in the theater, just take away whatever message is being given. But film and the audience, it is the makers in between who get stampled with all of this, because it's not like the filming or the release was stopped during the scripting stage. It is after all the investments have been done, when the producers are waiting for the returns, is when this gets banned. Can you even imagine the kind of loss they have to go through? Can you even imagine whatever the makers have put in, if that doesn't come back? What might be the state of the makers? And also the distributors who've taken the rights of distribution for the films, what might happen to them if the film isn't telecast, if the film isn't broadcasted, if it is not put upon the screen? What might happen to them? Also, it is, when we look at the trailer of this film that we are talking about, Hamare Baarah, it doesn't really talk about communal violence. It doesn't really talk about two different religions. It's only a story about one family and what is going to happen over there. Right, the trailer cut might seem a little scandalous. It seems like they are trying to foreshadow or put the limelight on the whole community. But then again, when we look at the story, when we look at the synopsis submitted on websites like IMDb, it talks about one particular family's case where the husband is up against the wife, and their 12 children are also backing the wife to in whatever the plot has to offer. This is purely what the synopsis of the film is, according to the website IMDb. So all these things also needs to be considered, and I think, like, according to the verdict given by the court, it says that there isn't enough time for us to consult with the makers. There isn't enough time to consult with the makers and the director for us to get reasoning as to what is happening in the film. So just based on the trailer, and since there isn't any time, we are going to ban it for 2 weeks.
Right, Sanjay. Stay with us, Sanjay. Sir, NM Suresh, sir, coming back to you, my one last question to you, sir. My colleague Sanjay made a very pertinent point here when he said that, matters, when you look at the trailer of the movie or when you look at the subject over here, it's about a particular family and a particular issue that particular family of that community is facing. Do you think maybe this is deliberately being given a political color, a communal color between the Congress and the BJP? Because let's not forget, several other movies in the past have met the same fate. Like when we talk about the Kerala story, when we talk about Razakars, when we talk about Kashmir Files. So do you think that in the current political environment of our country, these kind of movies are forcefully being given that communal or that political color, sir? Over to you, Mr. NM Suresh.
I don't agree with this point, madam, because Sanjay has told clearly, We should think about the producer. That I agree with this point. But whatever the communal and political this thing scenario not existed at all. Because I don't want to comment regarding this. Because when movie release, last time on Kannada movie released, it has it created a big problem over one particular community. I sat and consulted with the people and solved the problem. Unless and until I see the movie, I cannot take decisions. Because supposing this movie has already become a big talk across the country regarding Hamdo Hamare Baarah. See, regarding this only they have to put a show before the release. The producer should show the movie to the particular people or Film Chamber of Commerce. The producer should come forward and explain in detail to us. Unless and until it talks about this, I can decision as per the government I'm not over the government. They have taken what they have taken. Why? Please.
Mr. N.M. Suresh for joining us and my colleague Sanjay
Hello,
Pallapa
can you
for
hear my
discussing
voice?
this issue. Moving forward in the story, authorities arrived at this conclusion following a thorough review of the film's trailer and after considering representations from concerned stakeholders. We heard our KFCC President N.M. Suresh telling us that the minority organization spoke to him as well. Now, despite these legal battles that the film Hamare Baarah, it was initially permitted to hit the theatres on June 7th, which is today, with the first show scheduled to be at 10 a.m. The court, however, acknowledged certain alterations made to the film, including the removal of contentious dialogues, and took into account the film's certification process. Now, if you're going to ask me, what is this movie all about? Why is it blowing to such a controversy? The film delves into the pressing issue of overpopulation, tackling it with a bold narrative and thought-provoking theme. It stars Anu Kapoor, Manoj Joshi, Paritosh Tripathi in lead roles. And Hamare Baarah promises to, this movie offers a cinematic experience, but that will be remain to see. But we were talking about other films that have sparked political controversy. Now, this is not the first time that a movie based on a sensitive issue concerning the minorities has been opposed or come under the radar calling for a ban. Do you remember the controversy surrounding the movie Kerala Story? Political parties in Kerala like the ruling LDF, the opposition United Democratic Front and the youth organization opposed the release of this movie. That is the Kerala Story in the state. All of this was happening and was raked up during the recent Lok Sabha election campaign. The Congress in Kerala has also opposed the film. The Kerala Story created a buzz since it reportedly tells the story of how thousands of young women were brainwashed into joining the Islamic State and heading off to countries like Syria and Afghanistan. It focuses on the unverified claim that 32,000 women from Kerala joined the IS, but official records reportedly showed no such data. You had the Kerala Chief Minister, Pinarayi Vijayan, who took to Facebook, in his post dated on April 30th, when this movie was released last year, and also spoke and wrote that the Sangh Parivar was spreading lies. And let me, read out what he said. A glance at the trailer gives the impression that the movie was deliberately produced with the aim of communal polarization, spreading hate propaganda against Kerala. By placing Kerala, the land of secularism, as the center of religious extremism, it is repeating the Sangh Parivar's propaganda, he said. Propaganda films and the othering of Muslims should be viewed in the context of various efforts made by the Sangh Parivar to gain an advantage in electoral politics in Kerala. Not just the state of Kerala, but also the movie Razakars, which was talking about the Nizam's rule in the state, also met similar fate. Now, this Telugu movie, originally made in Telugu, was released on the Telangana Liberation Day on September 17th, and it ignited a fierce political battle in the poll-bound state of Telangana. Now, the ruling BRS at that point of time and the opposition BJP exchanged heated accusations, with the BRS even accusing the BJP of attempting to stoke communal tensions in the state ahead of the assembly elections, which recently concluded. Now, the 1 minute 43 seconds long teaser of Razakar portrayed graphic depictions of the atrocities committed by Razakars against Hindus residing in Hyderabad state during the Nizam's rule. Alongside these visuals, the teaser featured dialogues addressing the forced conversion of Hindus. So much so, Karimnagar MP Bandi Sanjay commented that the film's effort, stating, literally got goosebumps watching the trailer of the movie Razakar. Current generation should know about the struggles of the Hyderabad liberation. Let's engage with history even as the pseudo-intellectuals try to erase it. But the BRS did not take this lying down. The working president and state IT and industries minister K.T. Ramarao back then criticized the BJP, and he wrote, some intellectually bankrupt chokers of the BJP are doing their best to instigate communal violence and polarization for their political propaganda in Telangana. We will take up the matter with the censor board and also the Telangana police to ensure that the law and order situation of Telangana is not affected. Like you just saw, that the work of art of lately based around sensitive issues, right from Kashmir Files to your movies like Razakar, Kerala Story, and now Hamare Baarah, have time and again erupted into big political controversies. Now, is there a deliberate attempt to give a political and communal color to it? That is left for us to wait and see what fate Hamare Baarah meets in the state of Karnataka. Will it be eventually released? In the latest development that we also get to us, the Bombay High Court, who had initially stayed the release of this movie, has come out today and allowed the release of the movie, but with a condition of that the maker should delete 2 dialogues from the movie. Now that is what they said, and they allowed the movie to be released today in the state of Maharashtra, which underwent severe protest from the pockets of Nagpur and several others, where people said this was an attempt to tarnish the minority community, to target the Muslims, and that is exactly what was being spoken about. We will keep you updated on this story. For that, keep watching India Today SoSouth with me, Sarah Fazl.